Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Gus, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Gus's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Gus has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, Gus is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Gus take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Gus heel, and you're going to simply start walking, and then Gus should fall in line, heeling appropriately on your left-hand side. He should be keeping pace with you at all times, whether you're walking faster or slower, and he should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor should he be lunging ahead and pulling on that leash. If he is to do so, you'll tell him no, give him a tug and release on that training collar, and repeat the heel command. Also, we've incorporated into our heeling exercise an automatic sit, so anytime you're out walking with Gus and you stop, he should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. There is an example right there, and you'll see them frequently throughout the video here. The next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and it's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of his muzzle and the one-word command to stay, and then walk out to the end of your leash. Gus should remain seated in this position and should not break. This is a great command to practice often with him throughout the day to help build up his ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. You want to start this command at about 1 minute, and you'll increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. If Gus was to break command, you would tell him no, go back to heel position, and represent the stay command until he follows through from beginning to end. Now Fred's going to go ahead and walk around counterclockwise around and behind Gus as an added distraction, returning so that Gus is on his left-hand side once again. And they're going to go ahead and run through their heel sit and stay for you again. The automatic sit. Open flat of your left palm in front of his muzzle, command to stay out to the end of the leash. Now they're going to go ahead and demonstrate the come or the recall command. You're going to call Gus in using his name in a friendly tone. He should come in and sit directly in front of you. Good boy. And we have an exercise called the finish, where we return him to heel position by heeling him around the back of us. And he comes back to our left-hand side and sits nicely. And we'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit-stay, walk out to the end of the leash. Give him a moment to hold his sit-stay. And then call him in using his name in a friendly tone. When he comes in, he's to sit down nicely. And then around the back of you to your left-hand side, sitting nicely once again. Great job, Gus. It's important to use lots of positive reinforcement when working Gus through his commands to let him know that he is completing them appropriately and pleasing you by doing so. And you can do this by either verbally praising him and telling him he's a good boy, or physically praising him by petting him. The next command they're going to demonstrate is the first of our down commands, and it's the down from a heel position. Use the open flat of your left palm again, but straight down towards the ground, and the one-word command to down. And then before you walk out to the end of your leash, give the stay command again. And with the long down stay, he should remain laying down and should not break from this position. And this command you want to practice often as well, to help build up his ability to downstay for longer periods of time. And with the downstay, you want to start at 3 minutes and increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long downstay. Again, if Gus was to get up, you'd tell him no, go back and put him in a down and follow through again. And Fred returns back, walking counterclockwise, back to heel position. Good boy. I'd also like to remind you that you should be setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work Gus through his commands in a formal obedience session, as well as generalizing your commands throughout your day, both indoors and outdoors. Fred leaves him another down stay. Again, that's the open flat of your left palm down towards the ground and the command to down. Don't forget to give that stay command before you walk out to the end of the leash. And then this time they'll demonstrate that come command for you again from the down position this time.
Gus.
Gets up, comes on in. Good boy.
Gus.
Gus is very happy here doing his commands, as you can see. He aims to please, and he does so. And this next command that they're healing into position for is the second of our down commands. It's the down from a distance. Leave them in a sit stay. Walk out to the end of your leash. And from the end of the leash, use your right hand to give him the down command. Now what Fred and Gus are about to demonstrate for you is a small sample of our advanced off-leash training. Fred's going to leave him in a sit-stay and drop the leash and slowly increase the amount of distance between himself and Gus. Now this is something that if you are very consistent with working Gus through his commands on leash and collar, and he is following through with all his commands and being a good boy, you'll eventually be able to work up to dropping the leash. This is why we leave the leash on, just in case we needed to provide a correction. He was a little hesitant about going down, but then he did follow through. But this is why we recommend that you wait until he's completing all of his commands for you all the time and being a good boy. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Gus has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Gus, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.